lot of things you might get sexually.
But we can't slam them down on them.
I'm not going to slam anything.
Okay.
Is it recording? Oh, nice.
Now it is. Yeah.
You need to be in more.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome
To the
podcast.
Fuck Wellness.
I am
Lara.
I am
Mallory.
I am.
McKenna.
And
Douglas.
Like, where are we going with this?
Douglas is here.
Yep.
And he says, whoop, to all of you.
Do you guys see him actually?
It just felt under the
Okay,
table.
great.
Yeah.
He's the mascot of the podcast.
Okay. We cannot make that noise though the whole podcast. Okay.
Lara's a little bit nervous because it's her turn, as you can tell, in the hot seat. It's going on YouTube.
It is going on YouTube.
I am in the hot seat.
Okay. I think we should start with your bio, like with your life
Oh, okay. Yeah.
trajectory.
Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting.
Also, McKenna and I can fact check. So
Yeah. Be careful because I'm going to include a lie and you better be able to tell.
yeah.
Unless you're not real friends.
Yeah. Unless that's what that means. If you're not real friends, that means you can't.
Lara's really trying to procrastinate any vulnerability right now.
Okay, Lara. I didn't even go back this far.
Oh.
Cesar Chavez.
Oh.
Bam.
Baby girl. Yes.
Yep.
Cesar Chavez. Actually, that's not even number one. Number one
True.
is being born. I was born on a good day. I'm not going to tell you which one.
Yeah.
though.
I was like, let's not be your-
It was a really good day. It was a pretty fun day for my parents and my brother. And then
Did they know that they were having a girl?
I think so. You know, I think so. None of I don't know. We'd have to call up Pam for that, but I think that they did know and they were excited for me.
Did they know they were going to name you Lara?
Yes, my mom knew. My dad, I'm pretty sure, was like, do whatever you want, as they should. And my mom was like, yeah, I really love the name Lara. It's from Dr. Zhivago. Oh, Douglas, you gotta be quiet.
Can we just put it on the carpet, maybe?
Douglas.
Douglas has a bone.
Douglas has a big, loud bone.
You can see our lovely plants in the background. In
Yeah.
this short intermission.
This is actually a little plug because this is on YouTube. If you don't know yet, but we do post our videos on YouTube now. Oh my God. Yay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So basically I was born, my mom knew what she was going to name me. She gave me a middle name that I'm not going to say. But named after my great uncle. And then my last name is obviously a given. And then
This pencil's really
I got a little bit older and I could go to preschool, and then I got a little older and I went to Redbud Montessori, which is in Davis, California. It is an amazing place. I met a lot of really fun friends that I still keep in contact with. And then I went to Cesar Chavez, and Cesar Chavez is where all
She was networking when she was 3, you guys.
Yeah. If your baby's not networking when they're 4, actually have a conversation with them. That's not okay.
It's gonna affect what college they get into.
Absolutely. And then I went to Cesar Chavez, and I was learning how to be nice and have social skills, and also learning Spanish in the meantime. And that was fun. And then
Did you ever have to write a contracto?
Oh my gosh. I actually only wrote one.
I only wrote one as well.
Okay, cool.
What is that?
Was it a behavior one or a English speaking one?
It was an English speaking one.
Yeah, mine was as well.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's okay.
So basically at Cesar Chavez, it's Spanish immersion. So you don't really speak much Spanish until I think 5th grade is your first English class.
No, you don't speak much English.
That's what I meant. Sorry. You don't speak much English. It's just Spanish. And, everything is in Spanish. Science, math, all of the subjects are in Spanish. And it basically, if you spoke in English, or if you had a behavior problem. I don't know what that's like, but then you would have to write a contrato, and that's basically, it's like a long paper that you have to write.
You have to stay in at lunch.
Yeah, you have to stay in at lunch.
It.
Yeah, and copy it. Did you have to do it in cursive?
Maybe.
I think you might have had to do it in cursive, which, I mean, I don't know how to do that anymore.
It wouldn't take that long.
Yeah, I don't even think I could do that now. But yeah, and then after Cesar Chavez, I went to Emerson Junior High School, and I got really into yearbook. I was in yearbook classes, and that's, I think, where kind of like my love for like pictures and like kind of graphic designy stuff came from, because that was a really fun class. But then I was like, that's fun. Or my brother really likes student government stuff, so maybe I should try doing that. And so I think 9th grade year, I like tried to get into student government for high school. And then when I went to high school, I was in student government for those 3 years, and that was really fun. And I think I was pretty obnoxious, as most ASB people are, right, Mal?
I was very obnoxious.
Yeah. And I don't know, I really like making posters. I got really good at like making posters and making flyers in that class. I also did a lot of like math, science, all the normal jazzy jazz.
Sports were a huge part of your life.
Yes, sports were huge. Synchronized swimming for 9 years competitively. A lot of hours of my life were driving to and from a pool in Sacramento to do synchro with my really best friends who I all love. And then in high school, I was like, I want to stop doing that commute. I want to like have school friends that are in high school with me. So then I joined the water polo team, and I was really bad. And that was really hard for me because I was used to being good at things. But I've never been good at water polo. Fun fact. I think it's just mostly fun. Oh, Douglas.
You can put it in his bed. He'll be less quiet.
I honestly don't think it's that loud. Yeah. Water polo and then swimming, which was fun. I made a lot of friends, but again, not my bestest thing ever skill wise. And then, yeah, in high school, I was like,
when did you first think about going to an academy?
The whole process starts really early. And I first thought about it, I think, because people on my swim team were kind of thinking about it, or my synchro team were kind of thinking about it. So I think I was like in 10th grade. I went to like an informational thing, and I saw that 2 of my good friends from high school, from like my life, were there. And I was just like, whoa, you guys want to do this too? And they were like, yeah, obviously. And I was like, okay, I don't get it, but okay. And then we kind of just like continued to do those kind of service academy informational things. And then we would go to these summer camps together. And yeah, it was,
what drew you to it?
I think I was drawn to it because I was like, if I can go to a cool college and have cool experiences for free, and something that Douglas, it's actually kind of loud now. Maybe just bring it up.
At least he's not like put it on the couch. Put them both on the couch. I think he'll stay up there. He's like, no.
You gotta be forceful.
You can just take it from him. He won't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nice. Okay. I think that I was like interested in life that would be
Douglas. Can I send him downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You probably can't hear any of it.
He's honestly
on
like
here,
in the grand scheme of things, he's not bothering us, but it's just loud. I would just seal his bone and take him down there.
I forgot what we were talking about.
We were
Service
talking about
academies.
Oh, I mean, I feel like we've talked about this on.
Yeah, but I mean, we talked about it like a year and a half ago. I feel like we have a lot of new people.
Okay. I guess service academies in general / the Coast Guard Academy, which is the one that I eventually went to. I was attracted to that because I was like, this is a school where I can hopefully have some positive impact on people's lives. And I was also excited by the idea of like just kind of a different college experience. I didn't really feel like the blueprint was going to fit me so well. And so, I don't know, I was excited by that. And I feel like once you got into that world a little bit, it's like, it kind of like sucks you in a
Consumes you,
little.
yeah.
Yeah, it sucks you in a little bit. And it makes you feel like this is the only way, when it's like there are many good ways to do college.
I feel like also when we were talking about service academies, like there were a lot of people who were making sure that you were comfortable with that decision.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you were pretty open about, was being like understanding and acknowledging that the military has flaws,
Yeah.
but that you felt like that you could make an impact internally.
Yes. Yeah. That was like, that is still kind of like my thought process of doing certain things. And like, I think that a lot of people were just kind of concerned, like, you know, I think that it was coming from a good place, but like when I told people like, yeah, I'm going to the Coast Guard Academy, like I'm going to be in the Coast Guard, it was very much like, oh, well, I read a book about people that got assaulted at West Point and stuff. Like it was a lot of like commentary about
especially
like,
for women.
yeah, that it was just going to be really hard for me, and that I was going to have like a lot of just like, I don't know, toxicity, misogyny, like all the stuff that is super present still in the military was going to be my life if I chose to do that after I had paid back my years of service. So basically, like, you can go to a service academy. It's a great college. It's for free. They pay you actually, but then you have to give back basically 5 years of your life. So,
and I think also like there were very few people from my perspective that understood what a service academy entailed.
Yeah.
Like in our high school system, like it was kind of one of those choices where like, oh wait, you're doing what? Like, cool, good for you. But it felt like a little, like a lot of people didn't have a grasp on what that meant.
No, I think people thought it was like going to be like a summer camp kind of a thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately I'm happy that it worked out how it did, and that I didn't stay in the Coast Guard and, you know, have to shake the president's hand when I graduated, because, you know, the president was Donald Trump when all my friends graduated, and I'm happy
That's
that
weird to think about.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I went to Michigan and did that whole thing, because it needed to happen. So
you went to the Coast Guard for a little bit, and then you went to Michigan.
And then I went to Michigan, Flint, and I lived in Flint for 2 years.
There was a little bit of a break where you worked for a year.
Yeah, I worked for a year to get some money to save for college.
And that was a good time for our relationship. Because we were both home for a while.
Yeah. So Ken and I were like very home, like, I don't know. I feel like that's when like our relationship got deeper, because it was so like, I feel kind of lost and misunderstood in many ways. And like with the people who we went to high school with, sometimes it was like hard to have those conversations of like, you know,
I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time, and life isn't like all bubbles and happiness. Like it's, you know,
I think it's important to state that like leaving the Coast Guard was excruciatingly hard.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I was extremely depressed. I totally thought that my life was over, which it was not. But looking back, I definitely did. I just felt very lost. I was like very, very, very sad. And it didn't help that at the time when I was home, I immediately started working. So I basically came back and immediately got a job in Sacramento in like kind of a not super cool area. Like it's like in a very industrial, like port, I guess, of like transportation. And I was working at this job that I enjoyed, but I was like, I know that this is not for me at all. It was like in aerospace kind of engineering, and that was nothing, like I've never been really interested in that. So I worked there for a long time. I also was commuting quite often, and that was a really big suck to my happiness. And that's kind of where I made the decision where I was like, if I get a job later in life where I have to commute an hour to and from work, like this is not going to work. Like I'm not happy with that. That's going to really make me sad. So I did that. And then I went to Flint for 2 years. I wanted to go to Ann Arbor. I definitely applied multiple times. Well, I guess I got waitlisted and then I got denied again. But I decided to go to Flint in Michigan. And that was a really interesting experience because I went in totally defeated and thinking that the experience would be one horrible, grind, but it was actually super fun and really amazing. And I think I grew a lot and I learned a ton. Like those are still my favorite classes, some of the ones that I took at Flint. And then I transferred to Ann Arbor, and in between that time, between going to school in Flint and and Ann Arbor, I had started working at Michigania, which gave me super amazing friends who all went to Ann Arbor. And no other friends. Yeah, all the people I met and I love all are alums of Ann Arbor. Yeah. So I'm kidding. I love you. Yeah. And that was college. And then after college, I said, I don't know what to do.
So you studied chemical engineering.
Okay. I studied chemical engineering and I minored in LGBTQ and sexuality studies. And
this is why we love Lara. She's the most eclectic person you could literally
because that's
ever
a
meet.
super, common combo at Michigan. No, yeah, it was definitely a situation where I was like, I'm in this chemical engineering degree and we're going to finish it because that's just what we got to do. But there are clearly other things that I'm way more interested in studying and interested in learning about, and people that I want to physically be around. And that's going to be majoring in LGBTQ studies. So yeah, it was really good. It was really fun. And obviously like being in school during COVID was not ideal, but I think that the people that I was around, I was on the rowing team at Michigan, which really helped. And I had really good friends there, and they all definitely helped that time of being a college student during the beginning hours of COVID. Yeah. Yeah.
And now you live here.
And now I live here. I didn't know what I wanted to do after college, and
still
don't. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty funny to think about your life like that.
What are some of the things that when you're like thinking about your future that are circling your brain as potential areas of interest?
I think that I've been having a lot of thoughts and dreams and kind of regrets about not pursuing a more design focused major or minor in college, because I've always been very interested in kind of like artistic design of some kind, whether that's like architecture or graphic design or like literally just making art of any kind. Like I've always loved that. And I don't think that I ever actually let myself imagine it as a future. Like I was always like, oh no, that's just what you like to do for fun every day. Like, but I think that I'm getting a lot of strong pushes to seriously look into learning about that and learning about how I can do that in my life as a job, because yeah, I don't know why. I've just always like, whenever I get excited about it, I'm always like, oh, well, like you're not that good at that stuff though. Like other people are better clearly because they know XYZ. Like, but I think that's silly.
It is silly.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. All right. We're ready for some questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So these questions are the ones Lara came up with that I'm going to ask Lara.
Whoa. We'll see if I have an answer.
Well, actually, no, these first two are just the general ones that we're asking everyone.
Okay.
What is the hardest thing for you to talk about on the podcast? We're diving right in.
Whoa. Out of order. I think that for a while it was like sexuality stuff. I was very like hesitant to do that. And I was like thinking about how I was like on Nate's podcast one night, and like the podcast that Nate has, he recorded a podcast with me like last summer, and he was asking me stuff about like who I was dating and who I was kissing, and if you were to listen to that, like you would be like, wow, Lara said absolutely nothing. It was like, I'm excited to explore my options for kissing partners. Like
AKA me last episode.
yeah. AKA go back one. But yeah, stop it, Mel.
We can't. I can't. It's so distracting.
This is my emotional support pencil. You have to let me keep it.
No, you can keep it. You
have to let me do whatever I want. I'm in the hot seat.
Okay. All right.
Okay. But yeah, I think that was a struggle for a long time.
But why do you think that was so hard for you to talk about?
I think that it's because I was worried that people would think that I was trying to like, I don't know, like become some kind of person, not because I felt like that was me, but because maybe I felt like that was someone who was interesting or something. Like, you know how people like do things and you're like, are you doing that because it's like what you want to do, or you just want like a personality trait, you know?
Yeah.
And I was worried that was maybe what people would think. I was also worried that like people I was dating were going to listen to the podcast, and if I even said something about it and didn't blatantly be like, oh, I'm dating XYZ, or I'm dating who is, you know, a girl or this type of person. Like, it's like very scary to be like, oh, I am speaking about it. But then if they were to listen, be like, why aren't you actually saying what you mean? Are you ashamed of me? Are you ashamed of like, I don't know, what you're doing? Or like, do you think that this is like just an experiment for you? I don't know. I was really afraid of hurting the people that I was dating. And I think at that time I was dating a lot of people. So yeah.
Your upper lip is so sweaty right now.
I'm not sweaty, you guys. I actually don't sweat at all.
Okay, wait. I have another follow-up question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So your first answer to that was that you were worried that people were going to think that it was just like a thing you were trying to do to be
interesting.
Yeah. Were you worried at all that is why you were doing it?
Oh, no.
So you always genuinely like, I'm not asking so that I don't believe you. I'm just confirming.
No, it was very like, when I did initially have those fears, it was never based in like a thought in my brain. I was like, I know that if I say something like this, yeah. It was always like, I'm worried that they'll think that, but I never thought that in my brain. And that's why I think that originally I was like, let's just say it. Cause it's like, I know that this is not what's actually happening, but,
I feel like you two were not like hung up, but like were worried about labels, like how to label yourself. And so that kind of held you back a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because you were like, I don't know if bi is really like the term that I want to use to describe myself at the time. Yeah.
No. And I don't think I've ever been like, oh, I'm bi.
No. But I mean, like, even then it was like, I think the labels were, I think you're more comfortable being like, I'm just kind of questioning, like here I'm acting on feelings that I'm having.
Yeah. And I think that also like, it would have been easy to be like, oh, like I think at the time, maybe I should have been like, I think that I am, the closest thing that I can think of is like polyamorous. Not polyamorous. Delete that.
No. We're keeping that.
Oh god.
Oh my god, no.
That's a pickle right there.
Do you want to clarify the slip, Lara, or you want to keep that?
No, let's keep that. Oh my God.
I feel nervous for you.
Shut the fuck up. Guys, I'm sweating actually so bad. Okay, let's try that again. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I didn't. Here's what I'm trying to say. I think that I was very confident in knowing that the people who I was messaging or dating, I was like, I am very interested in you. This is genuine. I am, I'm interested in this. I'm very interested in this. And I was getting some pushback from some of them that were like, oh, you've never been in a gay relationship before? Or like, oh, you've never done this or that. Like, I'm not sure about you. You look really straight from your Instagram. You look really straight from the way that you don't know this or that. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just saying that this is new for me, like whatever. And so I think that some of that voice in my ear about like, you look straight, like that was going into how I was coming on the podcast and talking about it, because I was kind of like getting, those were like mixing up my brain, my thoughts. And I was like, wait, am I like not? But it was, it's a fun time to think about that. Anyways, moving on, please.
Can you clarify the P word that you're talking about? You didn't mean to say poly, you meant to say
pansexual.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted
You
to,
just
we
never
didn't
said
say it.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought I said it.
You were like, not that. And we're like, but what P word did you mean?
No.
Okay.
Pansexual is, I think, like the closest.
And what does
kind of word.
pansexual mean?
Pansexual kind of just means like I am attracted to people regardless of their identity or presentation, I guess. And it's more about like, just forming a connection and like seeing who you're attracted to. Guys, I'm sweating so fucking badly.
Okay, so sexuality, but was there anything else that you feel like you avoid talking about on the podcast? Or that makes you really nervous to talk about?
Yes. And so probably the subject right now that I most avoid on the podcast is my work. And mostly that is because I think that sometimes I'm worried when people find out what I do for a living that they will like think that I have certain opinions. And I know that this is very vague, and it's, because of the fact that I'm like not really into talking about it, but I think that I'm worried about that. And then I also know from firsthand experience that when people ask me in person what I do and I tell them, they always have very, I guess, personal questions to ask me about it, if that makes sense. Like they'll ask me questions about it, and sometimes I feel like being like, I don't know if I want to talk about that, because like some of the stuff that I do at work is sometimes hard, and I don't like, I feel totally fine with talking about that stuff with my friends and with you guys and sometimes with my family, but like it's harder with strangers, I guess.
Do you want to talk about what your work is?
Okay.
No.
All right, should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you sobbed? Not just cried, sobbed.
This is actually interesting because I feel like I will tell you the last time I sobbed, but I think that it's a little bit in connection with like another thing that I am sometimes nervous to talk about the pod, not because like this is anything that I don't like talking about, but I feel very protective over my relationship with Kai. And when Kai and I did record the podcast together, like I felt like a lot of that was cracked open, and like I wanted to do that. Like I think that that was really good, but it also felt extremely, I don't know, exposing. Yeah. I felt like so much like a huge part of a very important part of my life was just like on full display for people. And it was like kind of a weird, icky feeling in my body after that happened. And not in like in a beautiful way, but it was just, I think it's a new feeling for me because I'm
not in a way where you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
No. I absolutely am happy that we did that. I think it was really cool. And I think the episode went really well. I think that it was just very new for me because I am typically not so presenting with my inner feelings, especially when it's inner feelings about something I'm so like, I care so much about. So basically, last time I sobbed was I think like a week ago. I was just like, I woke up with Kaya and I was basically like, I'm gonna start crying. And they were like, okay. And I just like literally could not stop crying for hours in the morning. And yeah, I took a picture of myself because my eyes were so puffy they could like barely open. And I don't know, I love taking pictures of myself when I'm like that because it's such like a cool shift in like your outside presentation can look so different after you're done crying for so long. I don't know. I think it's kind of beautiful. But yeah, I cried for a long time that morning. And then I had a good day.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't believe I said
okay. What would your future self tell you to start?
Oh, yes. So I think this is like very connected to the design kind of dreams, is that I would definitely tell myself like, learn the Adobe suite, like just sit down and learn this stuff because you're going to want to know how to do it. And yeah, I think that that's the biggest thing that I'm also now trying to do currently. And also, what?
I know.
Exactly. Learn how to tattoo.
Yeah.
Definitely get a tattoo gun and just start getting after it because I really, really, really want to do that. But I think that I think like tattooing in general is something that I want to learn, but I also want to do it in a way that is very careful because I don't want like, I don't know.
You want to be like smart about, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm just going to order this off of the Amazon and like get after it. You want to like have some knowledge behind it, you mean?
No, not so much that. I mean more like I don't want to get a tattoo gun, try and get good at tattooing, start tattooing people without like being really good or without being like, this is, tattooing is like a very colonized job that has been totally taken over by white people. So I don't think I'm really like, I want to be a tattoo artist that is paid yet. Like, I don't know if that's like, I need to do like more research about that stuff, but I do want to learn how to do it just to purely do it on myself. Like, I'm sorry, Pam, but I really want to tattoo my legs up pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you felt like, or how many times in your life have you felt like you were truly in danger?
Oof. I think that this is hard because I know that I've felt scared, but I don't think that I've actually felt like my life was in danger or could have ended in any other situation other than when like a huge tree fell on my car and on my friend's car and he was inside of it. And it was this whole thing where like it was a really windy day and we had a huge tree in our front yard that was owned by the city of Davis, which is important later on. But basically it flew over and it smashed my car fully flat and it smashed our friend Matt's car very badly and he broke his back and it was this whole thing. But basically like I was walking out to my car when it happened, and it like was just very, very scary. And I think that like my body had no idea how to react to that fear. And I always tell people, like, when I was walking out, like I literally just started laughing. Like my brain, I think, couldn't connect what was happening in reality. And so I was just like laughing. And then I clicked and I was like, holy shit. And then I started like yelling Matt's name and like trying to go into the tree. But yeah, that was probably the biggest time. I also think like there have been times, like I remember one time like surfing, I like got pretty, like I hurt my back really bad, and I kind of like was worried for a second that I was like paralyzed, but I was fine. Yeah, hurt my back real bad though. I think that's all. Yeah.
All right, you ready for mine?
Yeah.
All right. What would be the most vulnerable thing for you to post on Instagram?
This is hard because I don't think that I really filter that much stuff on my Instagram. Like I think that I kind of post what I want.
But what do you not post?
I guess
Lara's private, so
I'm private.
special community.
I'll let anyone follow me.
Request to follow.
Follow for follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that honestly, maybe in like a picture that I didn't feel like, as McKenna said, that I maybe didn't feel like I looked so good in, or that I was like, I don't like how my butt looks like in that. Kind of specific, but your girl has self-consciousness thoughts of her butt. So I think probably that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even need to ask you what edgiest tattoo you would get unless you do know an answer.
Oh, I think that it would probably be like a really cool, like, I mean, I do want to get this at some point, but like a cool thigh tat. Or just like more just like on my arms, or like maybe like fuck in scripture or something on my arm, or like in a cool font, something like that. Yeah, I really like sleeves that are like stamp sleeves, so it'd probably just be like a stamp sleeve. Yeah.
Stamp sleeves are so cool.
Yeah.
All right, Lara, time that you felt the sexiest.
Oh.
I feel like our answers are just gonna pale in comparison to Lara's answers on this.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just feel like you're gonna be like, I feel like you embody your sexuality very well.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like you do too, Ken.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
why
think-
you're sexy, smart,
Oh, great.
sexy, funny.
I think they change every time.
Yeah. We're like, you're actually all of them.
That's why you're sexy. We said that originally.
Sorry.
Time I felt the sexiest. Honestly, I don't know. I honestly, I think that after I think that this is hard because I don't want to be like, this isn't just my story to share, but like without detailing the details. I think that after some of like my first dates with Kai, I felt really sexy.
I think that's what I thought you were gonna say. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like you and Kai just have very sexy energy. So
Yeah.
I sense that you make each other feel really sexy a lot. Yeah. Okay, cool. Good. Okay. Time that you felt the most pressured in high school.
I think that I felt very pressured to kind of like have it all a little bit. Come on in. Jean's back. Jean's back with Douglas. I'm just gonna keep going with this question because it's fine. I felt very pressured to like have it all, like be good at all my school work and then be really good at sports and then be really good at being in student government and win ASB president and be the president and take my ACTs and get really good scores on ACTs and then like also be in a relationship and have a perfect relationship and like all these things. I just kind of felt like I needed to like do it all because I don't know, like as I said, like our friendship group was like really fun, but it was also just like full of super, super accomplished people. And like all of my friends have been so, it's always been like, oh my God, did you get a good grade on this? Yeah, I aced it. Da, da, da. Like, and that I felt a lot of pressure to like be really good at everything basically. And that was, I don't think very good. And I think that it was mostly, I think that everyone was feeling it and no one was talking about it. So we were all just putting that pressure on ourselves. And then also like look really cute and have all the cute outfits and know how to dress for all the spirit days
And know how
perfectly
to do your makeup.
and do your makeup and go to the dance with the perfect dress and da da da. Like
have the perfect promposal.
Yeah, perfect.
Bodycon, right?
Yeah. Oh, bodycon every day. Like it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And that was hard when it was like I kind of just felt like this little bunny that was super sweaty all the time and sweating through all of her clothes and super self-conscious about her butt and trying to find long sweaters that could cover her butt every day.
I didn't know about your butt insecurity.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm just gonna say Lara has a great
Yeah,
butt.
I'm actually
thank
really
you.
surprised about this.
Oh my God, yeah. Mel.
What about your butt makes you insecure?
I think that mostly I just think that it's like I do love my butt. I really love my butt. But I just like have always like really envied big butts. Like I think that like butts are super cute and I was like I just really want a big butt. And I remember that one time our friend told me that I should stop doing such heavy squats because it was just making my calves super big, like my hammies super big and not my butt. And I've always had very big, like, what are these called? Thighs? Quads? Yeah, quads. And it was just like, it was like a big point of insecurity for me, especially when like I was in a swimsuit every day. Like, and then when I went to high school, I was in a swimsuit in front of like so many people of our school were on the swim team and going to water polo games and seeing me in a water polo suit, which literally goes up the front and back. Like it was just I felt very exposed, I think. And like, yeah, I don't know. I just was like, always thought it was too small. And that's sad.
Okay. It's a perfect butt.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you ready for the speed ones?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is the one that I asked McKenna about to a fault, like from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
what are you blank to a fault?
I think I'm appeasing to a fault.
Love that.
Yeah.
If you were to live in the body of another person for a day, whose body would you choose?
Adele. I think I would do Adele and I would just sing all the time.
Oh, that would be so
That's
fun.
a really good
right?
one.
I would just like go, I would lose my voice.
No, that's a great answer.
Thank you.
I know the answer to this, I think, but what person do you think about the most?
Everyone take a guess. Douglas.
You have to say it. Come on.
I don't want to say it now because everyone knows and it's gonna be silly when I say it.
Okay. Is there a person who you don't talk to regularly that you wish you had a better relationship with? You don't have to name them. You just can. I mean, you can.
Can I just say yes?
That's what I did.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I definitely have. And I think that I've been like having dreams that include that person. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm going to reach out.
Okay, we'll talk offline.
Yeah.
And then I guess the final kind of general question is just, is there anything else that you want the listeners to know about you?
I know that I've said that multiple times on this podcast that I'm a sweaty person, but I'm like actually really sweaty. Like some people say that and they aren't. And then I meet them and then they're like, wow, Lara, you like can actually sweat a lot. And I just want everyone to know that like it's serious. And I've thought about medical interventions. I have. My insurance won't cover it.
What was the hardest theme for you that we've had? Or like, I think that, and then what was the hardest episode?
Oh, money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Money was a super hard theme for me, especially during the month that it hit.
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of a brutal month.
I know.
Honestly,
I was like, wow, the timing for this, Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that month. And then the hardest episode?
I mean, yeah, whatever, or most vulnerable, whatever you want to. When you were most nervous about recording, you can answer any of those.
I was definitely, I think the two I was most nervous about were obviously Kai's, because I was like, my first date hinges on this podcast, and also Nate's, because I was like, I haven't talked to this person in years.
You were really nervous for Nate's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It didn't help that also right before we started recording, I spilled so much oil over all of my clothes. Did I tell you about this?
Mm-mm.
I had facial oil on my dresser, and right before we got on, I just spilled it all over like my whole drawer that I had open. It was really bad. But no, I was nervous for other reasons. That was just like another point of sweat. Again, I need to stop talking about sweat on this podcast.
I'm gonna call this episode "She's a Sweaty Bitch."
She's a sweaty bitch. It's true. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else I want to share / feel I need to share. Do you guys think that there's something else I need to share?
I think you hit on most of your recent changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you've been really embodying yourself recently.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think that like there's a big shift. I think in like just who you are in a way of being more true to yourself. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like you're really sitting in it now.
Also, I want the world to know that Lara is maybe the least judgmental. Mal's very. You guys could tie maybe. Like both of you guys are very non-judgmental and just like welcoming and understanding and compassionate. And I think Lara has like the ability, I think a lot of times to just be like take things in pretty good stride.
Mm-hmm.
Which I really appreciate as a friend.
Yeah.
And normally I'm not stinky.
No. All right, I think we can close.
Yeah, that was my hot seat, everyone. I hope you thought it was hot enough. I hope you think I'm hot.
Truth is, just kidding.
Yeah.
Give us the truth is in the
about
reviews.
me.
I can't wait for people to watch these videos now. I feel like they'll see all of the facial expressions that you're making throughout the whole thing that no one can see normally.
Yeah, wow. Good.
Yeah.
Glad we're doing this. Okay. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great rest of your week and hit us up on YouTube. Throw us a like.
Throw us a
subscribe.
review. Yeah. All of the above.
Pew, pew, pew. Okay.
Bye.
Love you. Goodbye.
Okay. Killed it.